really tangible excuse. It is not advised. Naam. Now, we mentioned this. He was talking about, that's the question he had. What about the ruling or the wisdom behind the person doing the hijama? Why is his fasting invalid, right? Because of that, the tool that they used to use, and the Shaykh mentioned in here, whereas it will just the section of from the horn. When the person do it like this, it will do what? It will suck the blood, and that will, barakallahu fikum, done intentionally. Go to number 38, ma'adhira. لفساد الصوم Naam, so inshallah, this tonight, we mentioned this. There is three condition for the fasting to be invalid. There are three conditions for the fasting to be invalid. There are three conditions for the fasting to be invalid. Three conditions upon any action. We're not talking about the action itself, but rather they are conditioned for a person fasting to be invalid. Number one, an yakun amidan. That the person, he has to be doing the action purposely, deliberately doing it. He is doing it purposely. And it is not done, barakallahu fikum, ala ghayri ikhtiyarihi. It is not done out of his choice. Or it is not done because he was being forced. But rather he purposely took the initiative of doing what will nullify the fasting. Not that he was forced, or not that it happened to him. Right? For instance, if a person, right, he was making, for instance, wudu. He was making wudu, right? And when he was, barakallahu fihim, gargling the water, it slipped from his throat and went back to his stomach. From his mouth and go to his throat to his stomach. So in that situation, his fasting is still valid. Because when he did it, it was not, barakallahu fikum, intentionally. He did not do it while he was intentionally wanted to sip some water. He did not do it intentionally. But rather it was ala ghayri ikhtiyarihi. This was nothing from his intention. But rather it happened, unfortunately. Or a person, barakallahu fikum, he was, for instance, yawning. And he was careless about covering his mouth. And a fly in his throat. Is it possible? Yes, it is. A fly in his throat and passed by his throat and he swallowed it and went into his stomach. Right? So that, barakallahu fikum, it did not happen because of his personal choice, but rather hasala ala ghayri ikhtiyarihi. It happened and it was, barakallahu fikum, independent. It was not from his own personal choice. Or the person is being compelled or forced to eat or drink. Right? He is forced or compelled to drink. Let's say a person, mathalan, he is in the army. Right? And they force him, you got to drink. If not, we're going to take you to jail. Right? It's possible. You're going to drink. If not, we take you to jail. They force him to drink. He drank. His fasting is still valid. Why? Because it was not, he did not drink, right, while he intended to be drinking, but rather they force him to drink. These are the three things. Number one is that he has to do it. He has to be, the condition for the fast to be broken is amidan. It is to be purposely doing it. Number two is that the person has to do it while he is knowledgeable of this matter. He is knowledgeable that this issue is breaking the fast. Meaning, what is knowledgeable of what he's doing is, mathalan, the person, he suddenly, right, the sun set suddenly, right? And then he just rush and drink. And then later, 2 minutes later, 5 minutes later, the sun appear again. It happened, right?
Like an
Overcast. Suddenly. So right away, barakallah, it clear out. So it is like, bright daylight. Right? So therefore, his fasting is still valid. Because when he was doing it, he was not knowledgeable of really what was the time. His fasting is still valid. Or for instance, a person, he took a nap after Asr in his room, took all the blinds, closed the blinds, the doors, and the room was pitch dark. Right, dark. So 5 minutes later, he just, had a nightmare and got up. Seeing the room was so dark, he thought that it was time for iftar. He just grabbed some water or some date, ate, drank, came out, opened the doors, the sun is shining. فَمَاذَا عَلَيْهِ, his fasting is still valid. Why? Because when he was doing it, it was not based on knowledge. Tomorrow, inshallah, we'll continue the third one. وَصَلَّى اللَّهُ وَسَلَّمَ عَلَى مُحَمَّدٍ وَعَلَى آلِهِ وَصَحْبِهِ أَجْمَعِينَ. No, alhamdulillah, he will fast that day after Ramadan and his reward will be there. He won't be rewarded because he broke his fast, but the minute that inshallah the reward still be awaiting for him to start the fasting again on another day after Ramadan. Huh? Ejaculate is when a man will release some fluid that is in him. That's how I can tell to you. Some fluid, how you say? Liquids. Right? Some liquids. You'll get there. I'll tell you when you get there. Say, Abi.
No, he would know.
Abi, what's up with this? Say, son, sit down. I'll tell you. Abi, what is this? Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar, ashhadu an la ilaha
Allahu Akbar.